Here she is. Hi.
Nice to see you.
It is so nice to be seen. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to speak to your group today.
Oh, we're happy to have you. How's it going in Houston?
Well, we're spiking, so it's a little anxious, but we're also, I don't know, like there's so many great things that are happening right now. There's a lot of hard things that are happening, but there's also some really great things. And I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling like people are ready for the world to change. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it.
Oh, good. I'm glad to have you. And I was stalking you a little bit on your Instagram, and I noticed you went to Bali like almost a year ago. How was that?
It was absolutely incredible. It's a sore subject. I love it. We took a group of women for a retreat, and it was just incredible because and I'm going to shock you. All the type A chicks in the room right now are going to flip out when I say this. But I took a group of women to Bali. I did not tell them where we were staying. I did not give them an itinerary. I told them to trust me, release, and just come and have a good time.
I love that.
I didn't want them to be in charge. I didn't want them to do a research. I didn't want them to suggest alternate places to eat or other things we could do. I was like, just come and release. And I got some brave souls that agreed to do it. And all of them have said it's the best vacation they've ever had in their lives because they just could show up. You know, do you ever feel like there's no more surprises? There's no more wonder. There's no more delight. That's why I did it that way. And it was so amazing. I would literally say tomorrow morning, show up, have on shorts, a bathing suit, and shoes you can climb in. And then we would hike to a waterfall.
That's amazing. That's so
amazing. Incredible wow. Trip.
Well, the next time you go, maybe in a few years, put me on. I'm not type A at all. I'm very much like, oh, okay, I'm down for anything. So that sounds amazing.
You're a roll with it kind of girl. I love it.
And I definitely could use a little break from the people I live with, my family. Like I'm ready for a girls trip. So
we love them, but it is time to kind of get away from
a little bit. Right. All right. Well, I'll let you take the stage. I'm going to close off my camera. Go ahead and hit present and take it away. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. Wow. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see 44 of us together today. What an amazing organization. I loved my time talking with Carrie, and I knew these are going to be my people. So if y'all are anything like Carrie, then I fully expect that we're all going to be in love by the end of this conversation. Like we talked about earlier, I am the CEO and founder of Watch Her Work. And at Watch Her Work, I have one goal. I help women go further faster. That's what I do. That's the job. It's to help you skip the line, to help you miss some puddles that, we don't want you to have to miss. So to that end, I've interviewed hundreds of women to gather the best advice, the best perspectives, different perspectives, but just the best wisdom that I could share. So I've been able to interview executives, thought leaders, entrepreneurs. So that coupled with my personal experience, I've got about 25 years of experience in corporate America as an executive. Yes, I'm a lot older than I look. Stop doing the math. And combining those two things, I developed kind of a short list that I want to share with you of what I think are the best practices to help you master yourself so you can master the world, right? Most of the things, there are a lot of things that are completely out of our control, but there are a bunch of things that really are in our control. It's up to us. We have complete autonomy, complete control over it. So I just wanted to kind of go through a few things with you that I think will really help. So I'm glad you have a notebook and a pen because you're going to want to write some of these things down. I believe in analog. I believe in writing things. I think it connects you with your psyche and it makes you really remember something. So get your pens ready and I'll go through my points. Okay. Number 1, don't believe everything you think. If you want to be successful, truly successful, authentically successful, you're going to have to let go of some stories. We have a lot of stories that don't serve us. We have some stories that aren't even true. And those stories shape how we approach the world. what we try to do, what we skip out on, what we say yes to, what we say no to, how we treat other people, they shape us. And so when you have some stories in your life that are not exactly serving you, you've got to be willing to do the courageous work to let some of them go. Let me give you an example. Anybody remember Rapunzel? Inappropriately long hair, right? Ridiculous. So Rapunzel helped her mom, the witch, get in and out of the tower. She helped the prince get in and out of the tower. Girl, it was your hair. Why didn't you help yourself get out of the tower? Why didn't it even occur to us as children to say, why couldn't she help herself? Right? So what's the message? You can have everything you need, but you still need someone else to save you. Another story, The Little Mermaid. And I know this is holy sacred ground that I'm about to step on. But literally, Ariel gives up her mermaidhood when she has literally never spoken to the prince. She hadn't even spoken to him. Mm-hmm. So what's the message of The Little Mermaid? You can have the man of your dreams. All you have to do is give up your voice. I know that leaves a mark. I'm seeing in the chat, people are like, that's a painful one, right? But the truth of it is, we sit our little girls in front of these stories. You can have the man of your dreams if you give up your voice. And I know this third one is going to hurt some hearts. Beauty and the Beast. I mean, Belle's father is in the dungeon. The beast has put him there. He is sick. He is cold. He is starving. He is about to die. Belle comes in, tried to save him. She trades her life for his, and she then becomes a prisoner in the castle. One day, she is so scared that she grabs her coat and she runs into the wolf-infested woods just to get away from the beast and his anger. Now, I don't know what y'all think, but that sounds like Stockholm Syndrome when you end up marrying a person that treated you like that. Right? It's really horrible, but they end up in love and they live happily ever after. So what's the message? What's the story? True love will make a beast a prince. Is that a message that we want our girls to have? That, I know he only punched me once. He's really sorry. He's really, really sorry. These are the stories we all grew up with. And we don't even think about it. We don't even think about it. And so when you think about your success, your opportunity, what's possible, your giftedness, other people's giftedness, you just have to challenge yourself. You have to stop and say, I'm gonna take a break from these stories. I'm gonna detach from the matrix. And I'm gonna really investigate these things for myself. I'm kind of obsessed here lately with George Washington's teeth. And I know you're going to be like, wait, what? I don't know if you were told this as a child. I was told in school as a child that George Washington's teeth were made of wood. And if you were told that in the chat, just say yes, 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 yes. Okay, me too. Meredith said yes. So there's a lot of yeses, right? Are y'all ready for me to blow your mind? I'm about to blow your mind. Do you know what George Washington's teeth were actually made of? They were made of rhinoceros and elephant tusks. And the teeth of slaves. He pulled the teeth from the slave's mouth to make dentures. Sit with that a minute. Why did they even lie about that? Why are we even? Why would they go? Who decided that we should make up a lie about that? Why? I share this story. We're in a time of a lot of racial unrest. I know as women who are building businesses, we have been going uphill. It feels like both ways. And I just want you to understand, like, sometimes these stories are not true and they're not serving us, and they are designed to elevate concept of reality. And if you swallow them whole, it's going to stop you from being who you fully are, right? So in terms of telling your stories, as we think about a lot of the racial unrest that I've been seeing, one thing that's been really powerful for me is how people feel comfortable substituting their story that is third hand, fourth hand, it's their opinion, for someone who's telling you what literally happened to them. Right? Why do we do that? You've never lived in a black city, a black neighborhood. You've never been under a stop and frisk order. You've never been in a city that had broken window policing. You literally know nothing about this subject, but your judgment is substituted for the people who live that story every single day, right? And we've seen it. We've seen it with funding, with VCs, oh, women are this, women are that. That's why we're not funding. They're not driven enough. Their decks we are tight as a drum. You know it and I know it. But there can be a story, a myth that we all kind of like start participating in. And I really want to challenge you to step away from that myth. Release it. You want to be a winner? Don't believe everything you think. All right. Number 2, don't ask amateurs for expert testimony.
Oh, amen.
Linda is not married. Stop asking her what to do with your husband. Terry does not have any children. Stop asking her to advise you. We need to get out of the habit of asking people to the left and to the right what they think about what we're doing. Seek out actual expertise. Seek out people who have run that route, achieved that success, went down and accomplished something. Stop asking the people that are just around you what you should do. They don't know. One of my dearest friends in the world is a cashier at TJ Maxx. I love her. She is wonderful. I would not ask her how to negotiate severance. She does not know. So resist the temptation to just kind of ask your neighbor. Don't ask your neighbor. Seek out actual expertise. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do this with customers, right? We tell them what they want instead of asking them what they want, instead of listening, going to the horse's mouth. Get in the habit of asking the actual person that has the knowledge base, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. You are going to be so much better at your craft. You're going to sell so many more products. You're going to be way more successful because you're getting the information straight from the horse's mouth. Okay? So resist the urge. Stop asking amateurs for expert testimony. All right, number 3, learn to take a punch. Learn to take a punch. So my favorite Sports Illustrated cover of all time is Robin Rousey's cover. It says, Robin Rousey, the world's most dominant athlete. I love it. They measured her punch, her kick, her lung capacity, her reach. And when they looked at all of these variables, they named her pound for pound, inch for inch, the most dominant athlete on the planet. Amazing, right? Not female athlete. I love it. But what happened after that? Ronda Rousey had a fight. That chick kicked her one time and Ronda went straight down to the mat. 48 seconds, the fight was over. One of the shortest fights in MMA history. What do I learn from that? You have color-coded files. Your calendar is perfectly organized. You have all the degrees and all the certifications, and you've taken all the online courses, and you've done all the things. But honey, if you can't take a punch, if you don't know how to get up when you get knocked down, none of it is going to matter. It doesn't matter at all. I can tell you as a manager of people, I really watch how people handle being told no. No, you can't get that promotion. No, you can't get that raise. I really watch how they take it. And you know the type that goes cubicle to cubicle. Can you believe? I just can't believe I didn't get it. What were they thinking? I'm so heartbroken. Like those people, those are not people that I want to promote in my organization because they can't take a hit and keep going. And I really want to pull them to the side and say, watch where you bleed. This is not the place to bleed. You can get punched in the mouth. Go home and bleed with your friends. Don't do it at the office. Don't do it with your customers. Don't do it in the space that you have to like move through your business. Watch where you bleed. Learn how to separate. Learn how to show up optimistic, positive, moving forward. You're going to have adversity. There isn't an executive in the world. There isn't a entrepreneur in the world that hasn't been kicked in the teeth. If you've been kicked in the teeth, put in the chat, I've been kicked in the teeth. Part of that journey is getting back up. So you got to really push yourself. Make sure that you learn to take a punch. All right. Number 4, channel your inner J-Lo. So 2.3 million years ago, I was living in New York and working as a production manager on a Jennifer Lopez video. And when an artist is coming in for a film shoot, they send what's called a writer. You know, they want this kind of water. They want their dressing room to be this temperature. They want kiwi, but it can't be from Australia. It's very, very specific. And of course, we're sitting around making fun of it, right? Who does she think she is? She's such a diva. This is over the top. And so one of the senior producers pulls me to the side and she said, how many people are here today? And it's a lot of people. It's like 250 people. It's gaffers, electrics, craft services, choreographers, dancers. It's just tons and tons of people. She said, are any of them here for you? And I was like, no, because they weren't. She said, what happens if you don't do a good job today? The rest of the team will pick up my slack. What happens if J-Lo doesn't do a good job today? All the work, all the money, all of it ends up on the cutting room floor. So why should she drink the water that you like? Have you been dancing for 2 hours? Why should her dressing room be a comfortable temperature for you? Do you have a food allergy? Do you know if she has a food allergy? Why should she risk a food allergy to make it convenient for you? Instead of making fun of J-Lo, why don't you learn from J-Lo? And it's one of the most powerful lessons I've really learned in my entire life. We have to have the courage, and it takes courage. We have to have the courage to create the optimal conditions for our success. You have to get what you need. J-Lo is still, literally years and years later, she is still at the top of her game. She is still amazing. Why? Because she controls the variables and she ensures her success. So are you doing that in your life? How are you doing that? Where are you doing that? So I'm in my living room right now filming, and I moved all my furniture and I put a treadmill. I bought a treadmill and I put it right next to my big windows in my living room. Now, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have a treadmill in my living room, but we're not under normal circumstances. I have to get exercise. I have allergies, so it's really hard for me to run outside. And I really need to get sunshine. That helps to motivate me to exercise. So I'm going to put the treadmill where I need the treadmill to be. I'm going to optimize my environment. So what are you doing to create the optimal conditions for you to fly? I want you to really spend some time and think about it. Get what you need. If you need a tutor to help your kids with their homework, if you need to get your nails done because you look like a savage, if you feel like a savage, if you don't, whatever it takes for you to feel like you are a beast, do it. Channel your inner J-Lo. All right, number 5. Let yourself be a beginner. So I speak to about between 100 and 150,000 people a year. And every time I get off of a stage, there will be 40, 50 women waiting to talk to me, or people, I should say, waiting to talk to me. And there is a through line through all of it. And it's an awful one. How do you start? What if I'm not good enough? What if nobody likes it? What if people criticize me? What if they don't respond? What if that through line of, What if I don't start at an A? Newsflash, nobody starts at an A. All my entrepreneurs in this group, did you start at an A? Did you struggle through? Did you push yourself? Like you learned, you figured out the pieces that you didn't understand. You have got to start at a D, work your way up to a C minus, then get to the C plus, then go to the B minus, then go to that's the journey. We don't get to skip that. And so many of us are now immobilized. We're in like an Instagram, alternate universe, that if you can't come out perfect and glossy and every hair in place and everything figured out, you don't even try. You got to let yourself start. You have to start somewhere. You have to be bad until you're good. Otherwise, we won't have anybody that's great. So I really want to challenge you. Let yourself be a beginner. Something that I do is I make myself write bad songs. I make myself paint ugly pictures and I hang them in my bathroom to show myself that it's okay to just be okay. It's okay to just be okay. And some stuff, that's how you're going to get better and better and better. So please let yourself be a beginner. Resist the pressure to be perfect. Perfection is killing us. All right, number 6, reduce friction. Reduce friction. Help me help you. I cannot tell you how many people send me a note. Denise, would you write a recommendation letter for me? And I'm like, sis, I want to. I deeply, deeply want to. I am so busy. I am ripping and running. And I may get to it. I may not. I really want to help you, but literally it's another thing on my to-do list that is already way high. Now, if you send me a note, Denise, can you write me a recommendation letter? I took the liberty of giving you a couple talking points, bullets that you can use in your comments and making some notes about our relationship and some of the high points that should help you kind of do that quickly. Oh, you'll have that in 5 minutes because I can just go boop, 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 boop. It's so much easier to edit than it is to create. So again, number 6, reduce friction. Make it easy for me to help you, and I will. It seems so obvious, but make it easy for your customers to pay you. Make it easy for them to find you. Make it easy for your vendors, for your accounts receivable. Think about these things and make them as easy as possible. Reduce all of the friction points. You'll be the easy, obvious choice, right? You want to be the obvious choice. You want it to be such a pleasure to work with you and to do something for you that people are happy to, because you make the lift so easy. All right? So reduce friction. Help me help you. Number 7, fight homeostasis. If you remember 9th grade biology, right? You remember the cell, and you had a little picture of the cell, and the cell would have a semi-permeable membrane. It would remember osmosis? It would let waste out, it would take water in, take nutrients in, and you had to maintain the balance. And it was all about keeping everything normal, keeping the cell normal. Everything in life is homeostasis. Every single thing. Think of your body, right? If you're hot, what do? You sweat. If you're cold, what do? You shiver. All these systems are aligned to keep you normal, to keep you average. So what happens when you want to be extraordinary? What happens when you want to do something that nobody's done before? Nobody in your family's done before. What happens? You have to use a little Herculean force to push out of normal. So what's going to happen is homeostasis is going to push you back, right? I work with a lot of oil and gas executives, female executives. And in oil and gas, it's very hard to move to the top of the organization if you have not done an international assignment. It's all about these locations all over the world. And I cannot tell you how many people will come and say, I got a chance to do this international assignment, but my family doesn't want me to go. My mom is worried I'll never get married because I'll be wasting my years over there. My family doesn't think I should take my kids because they're going to be in an international school and what that experience is going to be like for them. And like their family, the people that love them, give them all the reasons. So the universe is giving them an opportunity for extraordinary, but they're being pushed back to regular. So as women business owners, I don't have to really explain too much about this, right? There are so many forces that try to push you into a box, push you into a set of expectations. And I just want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to fight homeostasis with every breath. And it's not one day, it's every day. The things that make you feel inadequate, the things that make you feel like, I remember fighting with my school's PTO organization because I said, why are these meetings at 10 o'clock in the morning? Why? Well, that's when, it's convenient. Yeah, but I work and a lot of women work. So let's normalize work for women, right? I had to fight homeostasis, the norm, right? And make sure that people are sincerely, that they're not limiting what I'm able to do. The things that we're doing, ladies, as entrepreneurs, they're extraordinary. It is extraordinary. So understand that there are forces that want to keep you regular. And I don't know about you, I was not born to be regular. All right, number 8. Tell your own story. Tell your own story. I'm so passionate about this. There's a great African proverb that says, as long as the hunter writes the story, the lion will never be the hero. As long as the hunter writes the story, the lion will never be the hero. You are not the star of anyone else's story, but your own. So it's up to you to communicate it, to share it, to present it to the world in the way that you want it to be seen. I'm always struck by people that say things like, well, I just put my head down and work really hard and I just know they're going to notice me. And I kind of feel like you're an egomaniac. Yeah, I said it. You're an egomaniac. Who cares about you? I hate to say it like that, but you're just one person. The people that you work for are real live people. The people that you deal with are real live people. The customers, they're people. They have their own families. They have people that work above them. They have other people that work below them. Like, you're not the center of their universe. You're not what they sit around thinking about all day. So if you want me to know something amazing about you, you better tell me. You better sound the alarm. You better toot your own horn. And if that's uncomfortable for you, you need a friend that's a great wing person that can big you up and help you when you're putting yourself down. Because you got to tell your own story. It doesn't matter. You could have the most amazing lotion, the most amazing service, the most amazing product in the world. But if you're scared to tell people about it, if you're scared to say it's amazing, it's wonderful, it's the best you've ever had, no one's going to buy it. Right? So you're not the center of the universe. You have to cut through. It's a very noisy world, right? Tell your own story. All right. Whew. This next one is serious. Make sure there's a place for your purse. Make sure there's a place for your purse. Number 9. So everybody on the phone, if you drive a car, think in your mind, yes. Do you have a purse? Think in your mind, yes. What happens when you're driving and your purse is on the passenger side and you have to stop short suddenly? Everybody on this call knows what happens. Every time I've asked this question, it's 100% the same experience. The purse goes flying, it dumps everywhere, and you're picking lint off of your lip gloss, right? Why isn't there a place for your purse? They literally redesign cars every single year. Every single year they redesign cars. Every model, every car, every line. They redesign it every single year. There's a way to put your seat back because, my gosh, you might be tall. There's a place to slide a cigarette. There's a place to charge a phone. There's all of these places for all of these services, but there's no place for your purse. 51% of the population has the exact same problem, and there's no place for your purse. I submit to you, there's no place because we're not in the room where when it's being made, and we don't require it when we're buying it. We have so much control and we don't use it at all. So are you raising your voice? Are you demanding what you need to be successful? What you need for your service, for your needs to be met? Are you asking for what's important to you? So when you have a position of authority, you have an opportunity to create change in reality. Are you seizing it? You need to make sure there's a place for your purse. And if we as women could speak more powerfully and align and operate in our own best interests, we would have so much more, but we don't even think to ask, right? So I want to challenge you, make sure there's a place for your purse. Last but not least, number 10. Number 10. I love Shayna said, should we start a petition? I know, right? It's horrible. It's just horrible. But anyway, number 10, stop chewing and swallow. Stop chewing and swallow. We are lifelong learners, right? We are reading books and we are watching webinars and taking courses, and we're just learning, consuming. But nobody swallows. Nobody acts on what we're reading. We just kind of collect knowledge. Like, people ask me, have you read all these books that you have on your shelf? Like, are we really consuming it all? Or are we just kind of substituting learning for doing? You see on my shirt, it says, do something, right? I want you to make sure that you're not settling for pickle juice. What I mean when I say that is, I don't want to be around power. I don't want to be success adjacent. I want the brass ring. And to do that, I can't just watch people or listen to people that are great entrepreneurs and, watch great panels. And I can't just be a consumer of it. I got to get out here and actually do it, right? So I want to challenge you to start taking action and start right now. Thank y'all so much. This is so fun. I want to leave some time for questions. So let's dig in. Let's talk about it.
Thank you so much, Denise. Go ahead and let's, you guys, ask anything in the chat. I have Elon Musk on hold right now about the car. That was so amazing. I'm blown away by everything you just said. You're just a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. And I just want to hang out with you. So amazing. Any quick comments, you guys? Everybody is giving a virtual standing ovation. We really need more moments like this. And you're right. I really love the idea of just do the damn thing. Stop doing and swallow. That was incredible. Thank you so much. And you guys, like I said, reach out to Denise at Instagram at Watch Her Work TV. Her website is also watchherwork.com.
Yeah.
And I know you've read all those books.
I really do read them, and I'm the person that watches all the TED Talks.
Oh yeah.
So like you can be in a consuming cycle, and I'm like, sometimes I have to say, girl, have you done what you need to do today? Because it's great. Yeah. Learning is awesome, but doing is a whole lot better.
What do you have coming up? Where can we find you? Do you have any webinars or workshops?
Oh my gosh, I have so much. Yeah. So, I'm so excited. First, I have a course called Master Yourself, Master Your World. So I gave you 10 of them today, but I have 50 in the course. And so you can watch them. It's a video-based course, and you can watch them and kind of process them at your leisure. Because I know it's a lot to think about. Like in every single one, I like, it's just a whole different concept that you could really sit and write about. You can really just focus in one day. So we did it in a course so you could kind of consume it over time. The other two things I have going on that are super exciting is I am doing an Ask Me Anything. I've been doing a lot of ally training for people who are horrified by what's been going on in terms of police brutality and racial injustice, and they want to get involved, but they don't know how. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that people really had a lot of shame and guilt, and I don't want I don't want that to be the way the conversation happened. So I decided, you know what, send in 4 questions. If you register, you can send in 4 anonymous questions, and you can ask anything you want to ask. And I'm going to spend an hour and a half answering all of those questions that come in. So it's Ask Me Anything about being an ally, being a racial ally at this time. And then I have next week, I'm so excited, I have a book coming out called Do Something.
Love it.
And an ally's guide to changing yourself so you can change the world. And it's just designed for you to sit with you and challenge you. Because if you see a theme in my life, it's I can't fix the world, but if I fix me, man, that's all you need. So I've got a lot going on. It's super exciting. And I always love to be introduced into new communities and new platforms like yours. So thank you so much for sharing your space. I really do think it's an amazing thing to do. And so somebody asked, so the book comes out next week. It will be up on Amazon. If you go to watch your work, you can see the course, you can see the Ask Me Anything, and you can see when the book comes out. And I would love to have, I believe that when I talked about this idea of make sure there's a place for your purse, it really requires us to band together. So when people like you and people like me, like we're in totally different parts of the country, we have totally different groups of people in our networks. Like if we cross-pollinate, what can't we do, right? So I really am so honored that you shared your space with me. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad we got to connect, and I knew everyone at Bra was going to fall in love with you as much as I did. It will definitely be on your radar, and definitely going to be reading that book and just following you and catching. Now, where are you doing the Ask Me Anything? Is that IG or LinkedIn?
Nope, it's going to be on Zoom because I want it to be private. Like you have to register, you have to be in a room. We don't need a bunch of people who are not sincere. I want it to be, these conversations are very delicate and people have a lot of anxiety around it. And I just want to, it's tempting when there's a lot of people who just want to use a machete. I want to use a scalpel. Let's make sure you really understand what the issues are so that we can fix it, because we can't fix it if we don't know what it is. And I think for a lot of people, they got to see something they hadn't really seen before. And they really thought, like, they didn't think it was like this. And now they're like, wait, is it like this? And I want to support that journey of understanding that you can have 2 totally different realities in the same city, not even the same country, in the same city. Mm-hmm. And I want to walk through that.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much, Denise. We're going to hang out. I know you're a busy woman because we're going to get to networking, but I appreciate your time. Big round of applause for you. It really means a lot to have you here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have fun, you guys.
Bye. Thank you. You guys, how amazing is that? That was incredible. Let me just move